Hello and welcome to this timeless pick a card, raise your vibe in 5. So in theory, in each of these piles, I'm going to share how you can elevate your frequency in 5 minutes or less. So these are short and sweet readings to get to the point and to get your vibration up. Drop into your heart real quick and just listen. Which pile is calling to you? Pile 1 over here on the left, pile 2 in the center, pile 3 over on the right. And when you see or feel where your energy is being called, drop down in the video description and click on over using the timestamps. And I will see you there. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. So before we get started, I'm going to ask you a little bit of a favor. Can you drop an emoji in the comments or like this video? It's a great way to help my channel grow and make sure that these readings reach more people. Okay, so then now let's get into that reading that I have for you. So how can you increase your vibration? So first up, we have the beloved goddess Kuan Yin, who's all about care and compassion, but she's also about forgiveness and using the violet flame. What I'm really hearing for you right now is that it's time to enter some deep compassion for yourself. You are working really hard on your goals, on your healing, and it's kind of like you are unstoppable. Everything that comes your way, you kind of meet it face on or head on. But one of the things that Spirit is really saying is that because you are going, and just kind of trying to pummel through your goals and kind of really stitch up your wounds quickly, and I'm also hearing the word furiously, that some of it's creating more wounding at times. And we don't want that, right? Journey's hard enough. So really show yourself some compassion. Maybe take a little bit of step back. How can you love yourself? This is definitely my self-love pile for, well, I don't know what the other two piles are, but there's a self-love vibe here. All right. So choose to be loved, choose to love yourself. And what is the most loving action you can take right now? Chances are it's not to work harder. It's not to heal faster or kind of stitch more furiously. I'm hearing a lot of stitches, so, but also like not necessarily surgery stitching. It could be knitting. Do we stitch in knitting? I don't know. Crochet, sewing. It's got that kind of like hobby-ish vibe to it. Okay, just that might resonate for some people. So what's happening? We have the 7 of Swords. And we have, wow, the 5 of Discs. And Spirit is not mincing words. It's letting you know that you're completely wrapped up in lack mindset right now. You are deceiving yourself. It's not that you have to prove yourself anymore. That's not why the goal or the desire isn't coming. It's actually the opposite. You're working really, really hard, and it's actually repelling your desires and from manifesting. Take a look on YouTube for the backwards law. It's going to help explain a lot of what you're experiencing right now. When I stumbled upon it, and I stumbled upon it quite recently, maybe like a month or 2 ago, it blew a lot of stuff open for me. But there is this energy of the harder you work, the harder it is to achieve your goals. And Spirit is saying, you're right. You don't have to work that hard. We want to gift you what you want. We want to bring abundance to you, but you keep taking actions that almost kind of ignore it as it's showing up and then push it away. And so this 5 of Discs, this destitution, just affirms that poverty, that lack mindset. But knowing this, you now have this beautiful opportunity to come into compassion. If you knew before this reading, you would have done something about it before this reading. So now you know. Where are you overexerting yourself? Where are you pushing? What are you forcing? Take a step back and notice what happens with your energy and vibration. Now, you've got a lot of speed, a lot of momentum going, and it's going to be hard for you to stop. So what Spirit is saying right now is, rather than stop, tap the brakes, slow it all down. It'll be uncomfortable. And my love, I've been there. I know exactly what this is like. It's going to feel uncomfortable to start to rest, to take a break, to not make so much effort. And this is a big lesson for you. This is a life lesson for you, which is, it's not that you have to work really hard in order to receive what you want. It will come naturally. And as a result of you taking that break, I wouldn't be surprised if things start magically appearing, things that you felt like, oh my God, I still have so much more effort to make or so much more to do. I would not be surprised if they knock on your door almost instantly. Okay, so that is how you can raise your vibe in 5. Stop efforting so much and move out of lack into gratitude slowly. is really what Spirit wants you to know, that they don't want you to come to a complete halt because you'll spiral out of control at that point. Slow it down. All right. So do let me know how this reading resonates for you. Really good energy here, a lot to work with and chew on. But like I said, let me know how it resonates. If you want a little bit more support, check out my offerings down in the video description, and I'll see you next time. Hello, Pile 2. Thank you so much for stopping by. Can you do me a little favor before we launch into your reading? Can you give this video either a like or drop an emoji comment down below? It's going to help the channel grow. It's going to help my readings reach new and more people. And that is one of my goals for the upcoming quarter, is to really reach more individuals. Okay, so let's get into your reading now. So first up, Commander Ashtar, call to action. So you've been playing the waiting game. You've been waiting for signs. You've been asking for guidance, and it seems like maybe it's not coming. And Commander Ashtar is really letting you know that you actually you are capable of taking the next steps. That the next steps are so obvious and so apparent that you don't need a green light from Spirit. That just follow the call. Follow logic. How many times do I get that on the channel? Follow the logical path forward, because it is actually also the intuitive path forward for right now. You might think that it's harder, that the way forward or the way into deeper healing is to kind of wait for Spirit to deliver something or to give you a sign or send in a message. And Spirit is actually saying that right now it doesn't have to be that complex or complicated. This is very much about, I just heard again, following the logical path forward, following the path that has already been taken. It doesn't need to be new. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's already been shown to you, probably by somebody who is in your life and who has made some suggestions or offered some guidance to you in the past. But you're resistant to it, Spirit is saying, is because like, oh, they're a muggle. Oh, they're just like an unawakened sleeper soul. But they have a lot to share with you, and they have a lot to offer you that you're kind of, I just heard poo-pooing on, because they're asleep. So check your ego with that, because people who are asleep are still people, and they still have a lot to offer the world, okay? And no one is as asleep as you think they are. Let's dig into your cards. Absolutely feeling this. So we have the Queen of Cups, intuition, and then I have the Prince of Wands, which is instigation. Okay, and this kind of parrots that message that already came in. So you're really wanting, and this is to your credit, Pile 2, wanting to open up to the intuitive path. But one of the things that is really kind of biting you in the ass, if you will, is that you think it should be harder, or you think it needs to be more complex, that the steps are going to be offered in a different way. And the Prince of Wands, he really acts quite quickly. He acts without thinking, without second thought, which sometimes bites him, but not this time for you. Follow the path. This is a very clear, specific message from Spirit, okay? Follow the path that's already been walked, that's easy, that might not feel, what's the word that we're, it might feel like too basic, too 3D, but even the 3D steps, the 3D world is important and valid. And sometimes we do have to be here on earth and do the earthly things in order to elevate our vibration. So with you, the vibration, I will say, it's interesting because Spirit just brought me back to this. One of the things that will really elevate your vibration is to not look at those who are unawakened or sleepers as less than, or discredit their guidance and their support. They have a lot to offer. So look at them with love, lend your ear to them, and really listen to what they're sharing. This person might be quote unquote asleep. I feel like it's one or two people specifically that are probably coming to mind right now, but they might be asleep, but their guidance is sage. It's almost like they're not going to have to work very hard when it's time for them to awaken, because they're just kind of naturally there. Pardon me. All right. So that's what I have for you, Pile 2. Do let me know how it resonates in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Hey, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So before we get going, I'm going to ask a little bit of a favor. If you would be so kind to either leave an emoji or a like for this video, it helps my channel reach new people and more people, and it helps my small business grow. And I would just really appreciate that little bit of energy exchange if you don't mind. But without further ado, let's hop into your reading. So how can you raise your vibration? We have Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed, spiritual support and connections are increasing. Woohoo! All right, so one of the things that is coming through for you is that you're being faced with a challenge right now, and you actually see this as an obstacle. Can you shift your perspective to this isn't an obstacle, this is an opportunity for my growth and for my healing? Because when we see things as obstacles, we sometimes try to push against them or sidestep them. But Spirit is really suggesting that for right now, kind of open your arms to it and say, what can I learn with this situation? Because there is so much here for you. Pardon me. And it's actually really interesting because as you open your arms to whatever this is, the issue dissolves. Okay, so like I said, the issue dissolves. I had to take a little step away to clear my throat there. Lord Ganesh is actually going to be helping you and opening you even more so that the support and connections that you need in order to make your way through this come in for you. All right, so that's a really beautiful message. Now into your tarot cards. We have the Four of Swords, which is interesting because then on the polarity is the Chariot. Right? So we have Four of Swords, which is a card of rest, and the Chariot, which is a card of fast movement forward. So this is what I'm picking up for you. There is a tug of war going on. Now, for some of you that got this pile, you're kind of in that rest. You're in winter, and you really want to be in spring and in summer and moving forward. And then for some of you, you're starting to feel like, oh my God, I could really use a rest. I could really use a winter. So drop into the heart and say, which one of these two ends of the spectrum do I fall in right now? Am I in a state of rest, wanting to be in summer? Or am I really going hard at my goals? Am I really pushing? Am I really kind of being called to create and wanting to rest? Find the middle road. Find the path that allows you to go forward at a very comfortable, easy, and I'm hearing gentle pace. You don't need to get it all done in a day. You don't need to, and you can achieve whatever this is you are working on or dreaming up. You're not going to be able to get there kind of overnight. This is a long-term vision. This is kind of like the 5-year plan. So what's the rush? What's the rush forward? What's the rush to get out of rest? All right, a little bit of a I'm hearing like woven message here, because you're going to be able to come back to this energy and say, am I pushing, or am I pushing and trying to find, thank you. So Spirit just said, because those of you who are pushing and really rolling forward, it's like your pattern is to push forward until you're burned out and you have nothing left to give, which is why you're being invited to rest. Now, for those of you who are in that state of rest, I'm picking up that you might also be those human design projectors, and you're waiting for an invitation, or you're waiting for something to be made clear, or, you know, whatever it is. Spirit is actually saying that you're going to be waiting a long time because there's a lot that's there for you that you can take action on. Your energy right now is pretty stagnant. It's not low. I don't feel that your energy is of a low vibration. It's just stagnant. And so what can you get done? What invitation do you not need to wait for? What housekeeping can you get done? And housekeeping is not like vacuuming and mopping the floors. I mean, within your spiritual business, within your home life, within your relationships, within your hobbies, what kind of tidying can you do before this next invitation comes in? Because this invitation does want to come in, but your energy, it's having a hard time finding you because your energy is so stagnant. It's so dead, for lack of a better word. Okay, so which end of the spectrum are you on, and what do you need to do in order to balance that is really your message, and how to elevate in 5. Okay, I love you, pile 3. If you want a personal reading or more support, check down in the video description for my offerings and services. And until next time, bye.